movie star Nicolas Cage. You know me from such films as Con Air, Face Off, and of course, The Wicker Man. But what you might not know is my love of 1950s popular culture. I love it so much. Another thing I love is Chinese food. Oh, that's delicious. I love it as much as I love Mexican food. Muy caliente. So I decided to start my own restaurant called Nic Cage's Chino Mexo Rock and Roll-A-Rama. Welcome to Nic Cage's Chino Mexo Rock and Roll-A-Rama. I'll be your waiter tonight. I'm Nic Cage.
Oh, wow. Can I have the orange chicken burrito and a side of mugu de gallo?
That's a good call.
I have never been here before. Can you recommend anything?
I'm Nic Cage. Yes, I can.
Great. And that would be...
You're gonna want to have the nachos Dao Banyu with Lao Mein fajitas. Drink it all down with a guacamole wonton milkshake.
I'm sorry, but this food is gross.
You button it up, Tube Top. You'll sit down and eat, or I'll send you back to hell in a doggy bag, Rocket Man.
What?
So come on down to Nic Cage's Chino Mexo Rock and Roll-A-Rama. The only thing better is smashing an anthill in the sun with a hockey stick.
What?
I said back to hell!
Stinker Madness. Stinker Madness. Stinker Madness. We got the Stinker Madness.
Stinker Madness. I'm Justin. I got Sam and I got Jackie, and we got bad movies. How are you guys?
I'm good.
Good.
I'm good.
In the great frozen Northwest.
Mm-hmm.
I drank too much vodka last night.
Yeah, Jackie drank 3/4 of a fifth while playing 3 hands of cribbage, and then proceeded to puke all day today. So nice job.
I also had the diarrhea.
That is fun.
And it was bright electric yellow.
That's
last
as
week
gross
I got,
as Nic Cage's restaurant.
Since somebody else brought up diarrhea. Last week, I drank too much wine. And it was like all Sunday, just waiting for it. And it was, it was late, but she showed up like 8:30 in the middle of the football game. Uh-oh. It was like a fire hose.
Yay, poop talk. So that's our podcast. Thanks for listening. It's poop and fart, and so basically what you're saying is our podcast has become the love guru. It's just fart and dick jokes.
I think our fart and dick jokes are much funnier.
Okay, that's a good sign.
I am saying, I really brought that up for a public service announcement. If you are backed up, drink too much booze, you will shit like nobody's business.
I would hope.
Public service, the more you know.
I find it shocking that at the age of 35, you're just now coming to grips with that. Like, that's what you find out the day after your birthday when you turn at 19 is, oh my God, this is a mess. I feel like crap. I never want to drink again. And I can't even hang out with my friends on the day after my birthday because I can't get off the toilet.
Yeah, that's never really happened to me, dude.
Ice House used to stove me up real good. For whatever reason, because it was cheap. That's all I drank when I was like 19.
Ice House.
I did drink the Ice House when I was like 19 too.
I drink Beast Ice.
Yeah,
Why does everything have to have ice when you're poor and 19?
Because you just want to it doesn't matter what it tastes like. It's how fast can you get drunk.
That's right.
Does ice beers have more alcohol in them?
They do.
Like what?
They range from... Oh, no. It's like 5... I think 6 is about as high as they go for domestics, but they're a little more potent than Budweiser, and they don't cost near as much.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's good fun. Netflix do's and don'ts this week. We had 4 movies that we checked out. Well, actually, Sam checked out 3. Jackie and I checked out 1. Actually, Sam checked out 1 by himself mostly. Starting with The Explorers with River Phoenix and Ethan Hawke as children.
As children.
What would you say they were? 9, 10?
Somewhere in between 9
like
and 13.
12? That old?
13? To be honest, people under the age of 25 all look like children to me.
Because they are.
It doesn't make any, damn teenagers just like, I'm 23 years old! Whatever.
Get a job. Cut your hair.
I'm at work right now, and I just cut my hair.
Damn,
Pull up your pants. They're up to my armpits. Doesn't matter.
Well, either way, Ethan Hawke and River Phoenix in this movie get into some wacky adventures. Oh, and some other kid, child actor.
Sort of somebody, but not really.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They find the one kid finds the ability to create a bubble sphere thing that they can control that is basically impervious to the elements and physics in general. Just physics in general. It can crash through things. There's no G-force inside the bubble. They can travel into space. They can go wherever the hell they want in this thing.
Yeah, it's pretty sweet.
Joe Dante directed.
And you can really see a lot of the special effects really pave their way into inner space. Has the same sort of look.
Yeah, I would say that for sure.
I really liked this movie. I liked it when I was a kid, and I liked it again as an adult.
I didn't remember it until I started watching again. I was like, oh, I used to love this movie. And then as I watched it more, I was like, this is really only surpassed by Goonies as far as good children's movies. I was really impressed by it.
I'm struggling with coming up with a better movie other than Goonies as a kids movie.
Yes, as a coming-of-age children's movie, it's as only Goonies is better.
Yeah, as far as quality, not like endearment, because I saw it when I was a kid, and so it makes me feel good type of thing. Like Space Camp, I'm sorry, is a shit movie, but you loved it when you were a kid. We're not talking about that. We're talking about the quality scale of the filmmaking.
Or The Man from Snowy River.
Oh, Man from Snowy River. But is that a kid's film?
I don't know, but I own it on DVD for this is like the 13th year that I've owned it on DVD and not watched it because I'm afraid that it won't be as good or I'll cry like a baby.
Yeah.
I haven't seen that.
Oh, boy.
So maybe we should put that on our list of things to do.
Yeah, it's not a stinker.
It's not.
It's not for the show at all. But yeah, I don't know. I think I might be with Sam. It's either I'm going to ruin it or it's weepy time.
Because that was my favorite movie.
I like when you cry.
Oh, no.
Prior to Empire Strikes Back.
Never-ending Story's worse. Definitely worse.
Yeah, I mean, the Never-ending Story has its merits, though. It's just not as good as The Explorers.
Yeah, it's not as good as The Explorers. Huh. Yeah, I can't come up with anything.
Artex!
That's for the Twitterers out there. Hashtag us hit us at Stinker Madness and tell us if you can come up with a better kids movie that's not the Goonies than The Explorers. Moving on. So that's 3 dues from us on that. Endangered Species with my sister Julia, Tom Roberts, Frank Roberts, Jim Roberts. The hell's his name? Eric Roberts.
Jim Roberts.
That guy. Did I watch this one?
You fell asleep. We both fell asleep in this movie. This was the one that started out with way too big of boobs in a movie to not be like, what? You're like, those aren't movie boobs. There's no way that shirt's coming off. Oh, it comes off. And it's like, that's porno boobs.
And they were real boobs.
They were real boobs.
I was smitten, then they shot her. Fucking pissed. I was like, you know what? Whatever happens in this movie isn't as good as what was just happening. You need to not shoot her for a while. Just let let her get undressed a few more times. Let her live. You're gonna win the audience over if she gets to live. She doesn't.
They were each one of them was like Erica Eleniak's entire boobs combined into one boob.
They were. She was from the neck down a specimen.
She was just boob. It was
pretty nice set of hips and ass too. She was
ridiculous.
She was hot.
It looked silly.
It was shot in Ukraine though, so she was Ukrainian. That's where the legend comes from, is women like that.
Yeah, sure. So Jackie and I fell asleep. I remember some real bad acting and some terrible lines.
I don't remember this at all.
It was fucking god awful.
Yeah. I remember that.
I can't really recommend it.
No? Not at all.
Even though I'm going to nominate it for a Brimley, because you should just skip to the middle or YouTube John Rhys Davies dying, because the death that he does, the scene where he dies in this movie is so stupid. I actually laughed very hard at that, but it was sort of like shark alarm. There wasn't a lot on either side.
Yeah, forcing yourself to get to it. Gotcha. Okay, so that's a don't. I can't say one way or the other, and Jackie can't either. 3 Days to Kill with Kevin Costner.
Do!
What?
Yeah!
I thought that was like 3 days to kill and 6 months to decide what the movie was about, and then they never fucking did. Because it was like 3 different movies that
don't work together.
don't work together,
I'm with
nor
Sam.
did they ever finish themselves.
I think that you recommending this as a do is mean.
Yeah.
I think anybody that's like, oh, the Sticker Madness people are like, you should watch that movie. And then they go watch that and be like, they're never going to listen to us again. That's a terrible pick. Do. It's a
I
terrible
liked it.
film. What did you like about it?
I liked that he was a spy and he was a badass.
Was he a badass?
He was pretty badass.
Yeah,
I
guess
liked that
kinda
he had
was, but-
cancer and he was still a badass, and then he kept passing the hell out every time he almost got the bad guy because of the drugs. And
The cure for cancer.
The cure for
in
cancer.
a syringe.
The whole thing with him getting the shakes and falling over,
Oh,
and then
God,
you
it's
have,
terrible.
Super Tits as his handler. What is her
Super
name?
Tits? Oh, Amber Heard.
Amber Heard.
I would not call her Super Tits.
You seen her with her shirt off?
She is the direct opposite of the lady from Endangered Species.
No.
She's a solid A-cup, dude.
No, she's not. I've seen her with her shirt off. It's impressive. Anyway.
Amber Heard, tweet to us at Sticker Madness and tell us your bra size.
I liked it. I would
And if
say
you're
do.
out there, Amber Heard, I've got one thing that Johnny Depp doesn't have. Enormous student debt.
Yes!
Touche.
Way to go,
I
Sam.
thought she was a lesbian.
No, she changed teams for him.
All right.
He is very effeminate.
Well, here's my problem with this film. Actually, it's not my problem, but this is what I was expecting, and I was like, oh, this is going to be awesome. I already like this movie because I thought I knew where it was going to go. 3 Days to Kill, as soon as he was diagnosed with brain cancer, I was like, oh, he's got 3 days to kill the bad guy to get revenge before he dies.
Like the movie Out of Time that he was in.
Oh, yeah.
Or is that DOA?
I thought Out of Time was the one with Timberlake.
No, that's the one with Johnny Depp. No, that's... Is it DOA? There's one movie with him and Sean Young where that's basically the thing. He's got like X amount of days to live to make it right. They already made that movie in like
Make
90.
it right or get revenge.
I don't remember.
Get revenge is the critical component.
He
there.
might be getting
Yeah.
revenge. But it's seriously... They already did that movie with him and it was...
Well, they should have done it again because this one's shit.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, I said 2 do nots. 1 definitely do not. Never, ever. It is 2 hours of your life you want back.
I will say that I'm not a fan of Mick G, but I would watch both of his Charlie's Angels movies back to back twice. I would watch them for 6 hours before watching this again.
Yeah.
I wouldn't. I'd watch this again. I thought it was great.
You also like A Star is Born, so let that be a lesson. Now we end on a good note. I know what we're all going to say about this one. Dead Heat with Treat Williams and Joe Piscopo.
Fuck yeah,
we
dude.
just
Yeah, that
finally
is a
threw down
fuck
on
yeah.
It was a
Zombie
fuck yeah.
cops.
It was a fuck yeah. It was
Reanimated
great.
cow meat.
This
That's one of
should be a thing.
Jeff's favorites from...
It should be
If
a
We Made
thing.
It. It is. I think it's a thing in small circles because I had this forced on me, like Roman and Jeff and everybody from If They Made It in the movie group that we used to have. They forced that on me like 12 years ago, and I was just like, what the shit?
It's silly. It's a bunch of grab ass.
Well, maybe like 8 years ago, but...
It's a total bunch of grab ass and totally 80s out. And it's fun. Dead zombie cops, like you say. But the creature effects, the special effects in general, are fantastic.
I think that's what its problem was when it was originally released, was that it was too good for its own good.
It looks like a B movie, but the special effects are
Great.
some of the best I've ever seen. I'm not kidding. They're not as good as that one movie that you...
Nightbreed?
Nightbreed. They're not as good as Nightbreed, but there's one
It's a better movie than Nightbreed.
where the lady who is dead as well, we find out, she has like one of those stroke faces. Not to be mean, but when your face droops on one side, you have the stroke face. But it's not a still of her, or it's not makeup. It's moving makeup. Her face actually sags on screen.
Yeah.
Instead of just like, oh, she's got a prosthetic on the side of her face. It droops off, and then her arm comes off. I do not know how they did that, because she's wearing a towel.
Yeah, that was
Usually
impressive.
when an arm comes off, you've got your real arm tucked into like your coat or something, and then you got
Yeah.
some dummy thing, a prosthetic again that just comes off. She's wearing a towel, and her goddamn arm falls off.
It's cool.
How the fuck do you do that
Maybe she
in
doesn't have an arm.
1986? She's walking around the whole movie, swinging her arm,
Yeah,
and
well,
grabbing and drinking coffee and tea.
Movie magic.
It was movie magic. The only thing I could think of was that they did split screen somehow, but it would be impossible to do that
No,
because
it
it's an
can't.
actor. You can't
Moving
split screen a
object, you
moving
can't.
object. I don't know how they did it. And then Jackie liked the zombie cow at the butcher shop.
Yeah,
The
at the
headless,
Chinese restaurant.
footless, gutted zombie Chinese cow.
Cow. That thing was cool.
It was
I laughed
cool.
so hard when that part started, when all the animals came alive, and he shot that pig right in the
He
face.
shot the pig and the duck. He kicked the duck into the chopper.
Yeah.
The meat grinder. And hole in one or
Yeah, and then he blew
Made a
the pig's
basket.
head off. That was
yeah.
awesome.
The whole movie was great. I love the comedy that they take with this movie. The scene, they know what's going on in this movie because there's a scene where there's Treat Williams is blasting the hell out of another bad guy who is also a dead guy. And they just sit there shooting Uzis at each other for about 45 seconds, just unloading into each other, and neither of them's going down.
Was that in the apartment?
No,
No,
it's
it
at
was
the
at
end
the-
when they...
The shootout in the apartment was kind of wacky, too.
Yeah. No, the whole movie's wacky. I absolutely, out of everything that we saw this week, I almost think that Dead Heat qualifies for honorable mention in my Hall of
I
Fame.
recall, because I had seen it on VHS. I think Roman showed it to me on VHS, and then one day he just showed up at my house without calling me first. And was just like, get into my car, because that was the day that Dead Heat and Never Too Young to Die showed up on their initial DVD release, and that was a big day.
That's a good double feature.
Yeah.
Nice. Well, there you go. There's your Stinker Madness do's and don'ts. Jackie, why don't you give us the rant?
All right. This week, gentlemen, I want to bitch about worst movie comebacks.
Worst movie comebacks. Okay, what's a
So-
movie comeback?
Is it like a comeback inside the movie or an actor that's coming back?
Yeah, so it's like an actor, right? We haven't seen him in a while. He's maybe retired, or you think that they're retired because, they haven't been in anything
Or
in a
they're
long
just not
time.
getting prestigious jobs.
Right. And so you think, okay, this person's like trying to get their career kickstarted again. And then they epically fall on their face. And you're like, dude, should have stayed retired. It's not like you don't have a bunch of money.
Or should have stayed in the hot tub.
Obscure.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, like, for instance, Mike Myers, The Love Guru was his comeback in 2008.
It was his comeback?
No, that was his death.
That was his death.
Because he had done the Austin Power. That rode right on the coattails of
Yeah,
the Austin Powers trilogy.
how would you say that?
That's what the movie critic says, is that Mike Myers tried to restart his career with The Love Guru.
I guess like Austin Powers 3 was kind of shit and poorly received, and there wasn't. But he had the Shreks in between that too. I thought, and those were really
The Shreks
popular
have
movies.
still done very well.
Yeah,
There's a lot of Shreks.
Yeah, but that's
I
voice
thought.
acting. That's not...
He's still getting paid.
they still get paid. But okay, maybe like return to hey, you guys care about me again. You're not sick of Austin Powers. Because let's face it, if he had done Austin Powers 4, would have turned out the exact same thing as The Love Guru.
Yeah.
His career was going to be over. So I kind of understand where she's coming with The Love Guru.
Yeah, so, and then the next one was Mel Gibson in The Beaver
The Beaver? What the fuck is The
I've
Beaver?
never even heard of
in
it.
2011. And this movie was about him, this guy, right? And this is like probably about a year after he goes all Jesus Christ superstar on everybody. And starts-
Anti-Semitic.
Yeah, and like starts...
like,
Divorces his wife and gets more DUIs.
and
Yeah, it starts...
smacks around a prostitute, I thought, as well, or something.
Like, goes
that.
to Crazy Town, right? So he tries to re-jump his movie career with this, The Beaver.
The Beaver.
And it's about him trying to reconnect with his wife and daughter using a puppet of a beaver.
That sounds awesome.
Is it a feature film?
Yeah, it was a release in the theaters, and it just did not...
Because the thing I heard next was that get the Gringo movie that I never bothered with. I couldn't be bothered. I never even heard of The Beaver. That sounds terrible.
Yeah, so The Beaver was his try to be a comeback.
All right.
Tara Reid in Sharknado
Tara Reid!
in
How do you have a
2013.
comeback when you're Tara Reid?
Yeah.
You need to have a get to.
The only
was
thing
in-
she comes back to is the bar after they fucking reopen it. Like, she just waits in her car.
And then Sharon Stone in Basic Instinct 2 in 2006. I did not even realize that they did a Basic Instinct 2.
I didn't think she was in it.
I didn't think she was in it either.
Yeah.
But she is in
In
basic
2006?
in 2006.
Do you know what the movie she was in before that? Like the last one?
No.
Huh.
But that was her trying to restart her career, and
Well, it wasn't
just
Action
flopped.
Jackson.
Kirk Cameron in Left Behind in 2000. So he was a TV star, right? And then he decided he's going to be a movie star, so he got on board with Left Behind. I mean, like, what the fuck were you thinking?
Well, he's very, very... He was like the one... He was the driving force behind that because
Yeah,
he's
he was
super
pushing
Christian.
the Jesus soup.
He's an evangelical.
Still, I think I don't know. I guess if you're Kirk Cameron, you gotta... like, if you're to do anything, you gotta work with your talents. And if you're an actor, use your talents to... use your acting talents to praise God.
But really, was that
It's better than knocking on doors, I guess.
Yeah.
But really, was Left Behind that big of a flop, though, is what I kind of question, because they made 4 of those fucking movies.
Well, 3 with him.
And then you gotta kind of are right, because it's not like he should have a hard time. There's a lot of Christian faith-based films that get made every year.
Right.
He's not really in any of them.
No.
They don't want any part of this guy.
Right. That's true. Yeah, I don't know.
And then the big one... Lindsay Lohan in I Know Who Killed Me in 2000.
How is that a comeback?
That was her comeback film.
From what?
From Herbie the Love Bug.
No, I don't think so. That was like at the height of her career. Was I Know Who Killed Me?
No, that was 2007. Herbie and all that
See,
crap.
I think that
It was like 2006. Oh my god!
She tried to come back with The Hills recently, and it was a huge
The Canyons.
flop. The Canyons, yeah. With whatever, James Dean, the porn star.
James Dean, the porn star.
Yeah, Deen. He's a guy who's a porn star, and they put him in this movie.
Huh.
I can't remember who directed it. It's a fairly well-known director. It was a bomb.
So
Lars
that's
von
my
Trier.
point. Is you're rich as fuck. Don't go out and make The Beaver and The Love Guru and Left Behind and I Know Who Killed Me and Basic Instinct 2. What were you thinking? Honestly,
I'm kind of interested in The Beaver.
Yeah, I kind of want to watch The Beaver. I have not seen it. I read about the Beaver movie, and I was like, you have got to be kidding me. This was your idea for a comeback? Like, who in the fuck is going to watch this bullshit? You with a beaver? A hand puppet beaver? And then I'm thinking, well, you are a crazy fuck.
I've heard a lot of people like the Beaver.
There are a lot of men that like the Beaver,
There's a lot of people that get down on the Beaver.
There's a lot of people who go to town on the Beaver.
All right. And we'll cut it there.
So there's my rant.
Nice.
My rant is, you know what, you're rich as fuck. Quit throwing it out there.
Go away. Your
Yeah,
right is
dude.
go away.
You're rich as fuck. If you're Lindsay Lohan, you are rich as fuck and you've got an alcohol and a drug problem. Just ride that wave, honey. You are on the front of every tabloid every 2 weeks anyway. Why do you
Go
need
hang
to
out
make
with
a
Tara
movie?
Reid in her car.
Yeah.
Waiting for the bar to open.
You guys can help each other put back on your lipstick and shit.
Hold each other's hair.
Yeah. You guys can fix each other's
shoes.
makeup.
And face the double dragon together.
That's right. Hold hands underneath the stall. But you don't need to make movies. There's no coming back for you.
Lovely.
So
All
that's
right.
my rant.
There you go. Well, the movie this week, as you may or may not have guessed, is one Nic Cage in The Wicker Man. So, Sam, why don't you tell us about it? Sam's boring bullshit.
The Wicker Man is directed and written by one Neil LaBute. He's
DeGrasse Tyson.
No, just Debut. Or Debut-E.
Uh-huh.
LaBute-E. I think it's LaBute, though.
I like Buddy.
Alum of BYU and classmate of Aaron Eckhart. So,
Okay.
Oh,
Aaron
BYU?
Eckhart.
Seriously?
yeah, Aaron Eckhart is in most of his movies at some level. He plays the lead in his two.
Is Aaron Eckhart in The Wicker Man?
Yes, he's got a cameo, but that's in the Eye Out for later.
Okay.
Which I'll repeat that.
Well, if
In the
you
Company
have
of Men and Your Friends and Neighbors were very highly received. I think that...
Isn't In the Company of Men a war movie?
No, it's a sort of dark comedy about relationships. Both starring Aaron Eckhart. That's sort of where he came from, I think. I have not seen any of his movies, save one. The only movie I have seen by this gentleman is Lakeview Terrace, where Samuel L. Jackson plays the bad cop
I might have seen it. It's
who
pretty forgettable.
harasses
isn't
the
it?
white couple. It is bad on every level, including like, why is the bed? Oh no, it's damn terrible.
Okay.
Of course, Nic Cage is in this and driving force behind it. Ellen Burstyn
Her name's familiar.
You'll recognize her when you see her. Lily Sobieski.
Lily
However,
Sobieski,
she
yeah.
is down the list. There's a bunch of people that I look at their pictures. I've seen them and stuff before. I've got no idea really who they are.
Lily from such films as Cape Fear and In the Name of the King, A Dungeon Siege.
Tale, and The Glass House.
Those are good
And
movies.
I Know Who Killed Me.
Lily Sobieski's and I Know Who Killed Me.
No, that was a joke.
I've heard really good things about I Know Who Killed Me. Not like good things like wow,
Sneaker.
great.
Yeah, it's on the
like,
queue. It's on the queue.
Yeah, it's on our
It's
queue,
supposed
so
to
I
be-
Future episode coming.
think I'm going to add the beaver on there.
The beaver.
Mhm.
Okay, come on. Stay focused.
Anyway, Winona Ryder said no dice to this movie.
Is not in this film.
The original,
Neither is Oprah.
neither is Oprah, nor is an Oprah impersonator. The original writer-director, Robin Hardy, pulled his credit from the film. Because you have to give a credit when it's an adaptation.
Okay.
That it's based on an original work. He was like,
He said, no, thank you.
No, you didn't say no thank you. He said, take my name off of this. Take it off right now. Despite the script regurgitating 80% of the dialogue from the original screenplay, but changing many of the situations.
Oh, no.
Oh no is right.
That would explain a lot about this movie, like why it doesn't make sense.
Why he's in a bear costume? Because that's all I know is that he
Yeah.
gets in a bear costume.
Nicolas Cage dedicated the film to Johnny Ramone after his death,
Okay,
who
thanks.
introduced him to the original Wicker Man that
Okay.
he wanted to remake because of it. So after they just fuck it up completely, he dedicates it to a dead guy who's his friend.
Because the dead guy can't say no thanks.
Yes,
I don't want my name
he can't
on
be like,
this.
he can't say, take my name off this too. Cage totally wissowed out, Tommy Wiseau, and after the fact said that it's an absurdist black comedy.
What? This is not an absurdist black comedy?
That's funny.
Yep.
Oh, my lord.
Producers of the film changed the name Summer Isle to Summer's Isle, as they thought it would be easier for people to pronounce, which it is not.
Summer Isle?
Summer Isle is easy to say.
Summer
Summer's
Isle.
Isle is not.
Summer's Isle.
Summer's Isle.
Summer's Isle.
It's not.
That's harder to say
It's
than
harder to
Summer
say.
Isle. Yeah.
It's
Especially if
harder.
you've been drinking on set. I'm just saying.
Which I'm guessing everybody did.
Cage,
That's just what you do.
in an interview, for a fan interview, or a Twitter interview during Ghost Rider, the release of Ghost Rider.
Twitter interview?
Yeah, like he's doing a Twitter cast or some bullshit
do
about.
you do that?
I don't know.
Okay.
Anyway,
Yeah, I want to do a Twitter cast.
Yeah. I'm going to put my balls on Twitter cast.
when asked about any movies that he would like to do a sequel to, it was this one. Now, get that he would like to take the Wicker Man to Japan, but this time as a ghost.
Yeah.
like a Japanese water ghost?
I don't know.
Climbs out of your
Or like
teeth.
a Scooby-Doo spooky ghost.
Or a Wicker Man ghost in Japan, which doesn't make... It probably makes more sense than most of the stuff that happens in this movie.
Yeah, I guess.
It didn't win any Razzies, but it received 5 nominations, including Worst On-Screen Couple, and that couple was Nicolas Cage and the Bear Suit.
Nice.
It got $38 million against a $40 million budget. Now, here's the really shit deal, like why Robin Hardy pulls his name.
Mm-hmm.
The original is widely regarded as one of the greatest horror films ever made.
Okay.
It is, like, it's been said it's the Citizen Kane of horror films. Also,
Who said that?
I don't know
The
who-
writer?
I didn't
Sam
write
did.
down. I did not write down the person who said that, but I did write down that Total Film graded this not as the 6th greatest horror film, but the 6th greatest British film ever made.
Wow. That's high praise.
That is high praise. Keep an eye out for Aaron Eckhart, James Franco, and Jason Ritter in a cameo.
Nice. Jason Ritter.
Yeah,
No kidding.
no kidding. James
What happened
Franco.
to that guy?
I don't know.
Huh. Well, there you go. So for our improv, we're going to try something new. This is Nic Cage auditioning for roles that he didn't get, whereas each one of us will be playing Nic Cage.
We're going this way.
Auditioning, yes, we're going left or right.
Am I starting?
Sure. Go ahead. Sam's going to start.
All right, Mr. Cage, we are going to have you read for our film Fight Club. You'll be reading the character Tyler Durden.
I sell soap. Do you like airplanes? 'Cause I like airplanes, but I really don't. Now punch me in the face!
Thank you.
Yes, Mr. Cage, you will first be playing the role of Doc Emmett Brown in Back to the Future.
It's got a flux capacitor. I said put the antenna on the car. God damn it, you stupid fucking kid.
Bravo!
All right. Mr. Cage.
Yes.
Sam
You will
Cage.
be auditioning for the movie Labyrinth as Tereth the Goblin King.
Dance. Dance, magic, dance. I said dance, goddammit!
Excuse me, Mr. Cage, your potato fell out.
I need tighter pants. Mr. Cage, we're going to have you read for the role of Rambo in Rambo First Blood Part 2.
It's been a long way home, and I'm gonna get there. But the only thing that's standing in my way is a small town with one Brian Dennehy, and I'm gonna shoot him right in the mouth. And the balls.
So you've seen the original, you're going to be reading for the sequel.
Oh. No change. All right, Mr. Cage, you will be auditioning for the role of Gollum in Lord of the Rings.
My precious. My precious. God damn it. I can't crawl around like this too much longer. My precious. All right, Mr. Cage, you will be auditioning for Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory as Willy Wonka.
Here's some goddamn candy. What the hell is this happy horse shit about? Where the hell's my agent?
Oh, shit. Okay, one more each.
Mr. Cage will be auditioning for the role of the Colonel in A Few Good Men.
I knew somebody was going to pull the trigger on a few.
You have to!
I only know one line. Damn it. You can't. You can't handle the truth. I guess that's the best I got.
Thank you, Mr. Cage.
Sound a little high there, Mr. Cage.
All right, Mr. Cage, you will be playing the role of Queen Elizabeth in The Queen.
Thank you for coming to this here buffet feast in honor of President Obama. Do you like my tiara? It's got flashy crystals in it. I will fucking shoot you! Do not sit on that chair!
Wait, I said do an impression of Nic Cage, not do an impression of the Queen.
Alright, Mr. Cage, for my final one. You will be auditioning for The Wizard of Oz as the Cowardly Lion.
Jesus H, what the hell's that thing? Wait, I have to dance now? God damn it! I'm sure I can't do the scarecrow.
And that's the show! Get to the chopper!
Go to the chopper!
Get to the chopper!